Hello folks, this is Johnny again, and today I want to try out SmartEQ and Gullfoss and kind of compare them and what they do to my mixes. So this is not a comprehensive review or tutorial or anything like that. I'm just experimenting a little bit with this new stuff and see where things go, and you can get on the ride and whatnot and get into the discussion and whatnot. So let's go right ahead. Here I have a new song, and this is what the chorus sounds like right now, without anything of these two. Okay, right away, let's get into SmartEQ 2 and let's let it analyze the mix. Alright, now you can see when it's finished analyzing, then it keeps the EQ curve static. So that's the big difference between these two EQs. SmartEQ 2 is a static EQ curve, whereas Gullfoss is a dynamic EQ curve, which you will see in a little bit. Now here I find interesting, it definitely tames the harshness in the top range very nicely, I like that, but I'm not sure why it's boosting the low end so drastically. And also the lower mid-range. That makes it sound a little bit muffled, to my taste at least. I imagine this works more like a matching EQ really, and it's analyzing the frequency curve of my mix and then try to match it to, I don't know, something like pink noise curve or something like that. But the cool thing about this is it also has an integrated EQ that is really cool. It works great, and you can also solo band. So you can still tweak stuff after the fact and whatnot. And also with soloing the bands, and also it has analyzer, frequency analyzer. Makes it really easy to pinpoint resonances also for other instruments that you can very easily then cut out. It's pretty cool. I'm very impressed with this thing. I quite like it. Now let's bypass that and try out Gullfoss. So here on the EQ curve, you can really see it's a dynamic EQ that works kind of along the whole spectrum and not just individual bands. And yeah, it's constantly doing stuff, but not in the same way as SmartEQ. This definitely doesn't want to boost the whole lower range, but if we wanted it to, we could still use the boost knob over here. I also like how this one tames the harshness in that upper mid-range, and it's also, it kind of always wants to boost the top range, no matter what I do with it, even when I think it's not really needed. So, but the cool thing is, of course, you can make it not do that with this simple slide. So yeah, on the overall mix, both of them work very well. But now here's a problem that I found with Gullfoss. When you have a very dynamically written song with loud parts and distorted rhythm guitars that's very much in the vein of metal or hard rock, and then you also have very soft, quiet parts, Gullfoss constantly wants to compensate for missing frequencies and whatnot, even when they're not supposed to be there. For example, here in the beginning, I only have clean guitars, and look what Gullfoss wants to do. Yeah, it's trying to boost that low end that's just not supposed to be there anyway, so of course you could do stuff like this, and also the top range is not really strong, so you could do stuff like this, but then perhaps along the song when you have bigger parts, you want it to work, so you definitely would have to do some automation here if you have that kind of situation going. Of course, with SmartEQ, you don't really have that problem because, as you've seen, it's a static EQ. You just use it on the loudest part. I would at least do it on the loudest part, and then you just leave it where it is. But a particular problem is what happens to the distorted rhythm guitars as Gullfoss tries to compensate. So let's check out this part and look what Gullfoss wants to do, and then listen particularly to the rhythm guitars here. See, when the drums are gone, then also all the high end is gone because the cymbals aren't going anymore. And then Gullfoss tries to compensate, and the rhythm guitars start to become quite bright and fizzy because of that. So I would personally kind of always do something like this, so just make it ignore the top end and perhaps also a little bit of the low end so it doesn't go nuts. And I also tend more towards tame rather than recover. And my problem usually is in the whole mid-range. With all the distorted guitar, you definitely rather want to tame stuff than recover stuff because metal is pretty big sounding to begin with. So you don't need to recover all that much, I think, at least these are all just my thoughts. But taming is more where it's at. Then again, that's really all this plugin does. It doesn't work so well on individual tracks, definitely not something like drums. Okay, drums need static EQ. Imagine a kick drum has a lot of low end thump and barely any top range. So what does Gullfoss want to do? It boosts up the top range, which is great, but then it also lowers the low end, which is not so great. So definitely have to fiddle with the stuff, but again, this is not something you would use on drums. For something like electric guitars to tame some harshness, or also on voice and speech. For example, right now you're hearing my voice processed with Gullfoss, and it sounded pretty great if you ask me. But it's definitely not something that will make your mix sound 20 times better. It's just kind of an icing on the cake that really gives it the final touch. And now SmartEQ, on the other hand, to me seems a bit more versatile, especially with the profiles. Here, check this out. Let's load it onto the kick drum. Here's SmartEQ 2. Let's turn off the EQ I already have in there. Let's solo the kick drum. Okay, pretty standard. Now you can go to profile. Instead of standard, you choose kick drum. And now it's going to apply an EQ curve that's makes more sense for a kick drum instead of the whole mix. And there's also a profile for snare drum and for distorted guitar. And I think this will actually quickly get you in the ballpark of a mix. Of course, this will not give you a nicely finished mix with a nice EQ curve. You still have to do your own part, of course. Still boosting stuff that may need some more boosting, or cutting stuff that may need some more cutting, depending on your mix. But this is actually a really good tool to get you in the ballpark very quick. Now let's, for the fun of it, let's just try Gullfoss here on the kick drum, see what happens. Here we could use a little bit of tame, so it takes care of some of the muddiness in the low range, but more recover. And then make it ignore some, something like 100 Hz below, because that's the thump we want to keep of, definitely. It's kind of fun. It can get you in the ballpark, but personally I wouldn't use it like this. It definitely works great again on rhythm guitars. So again, bypass any process I have in here. And you know what? Let's try Gullfoss again first. This definitely works great on guitar to tame any resonances, especially because depending on what notes you play, the resonances will of course also shift. And having Gullfoss working very dynamically can perfectly take care of that. I really like it for that. Now let's also try SmartEQ on here. Let's pick distorted guitar. See here, for example, in the rhythm guitars, you don't really want to have that much high end, and when you use recover on that, then Gullfoss just blatantly wants to boost that top range. So you can see Gullfoss tends to be more applicable towards the whole mix, or things that actually have a lot of high end, or of course, again, we could make it ignore that. But now you see in the mid-range it doesn't actually do a whole lot of recovering, but more taming. Let's compare again with SmartEQ. On the starter guitars, I prefer what SmartEQ does, actually. Okay, so much for that. Let's check it out on the solo guitar. Hang on, where do we have the solo? In here? And here again, recover doesn't do a whole lot. At least it doesn't really benefit the sound in any way, but tame definitely takes care of those resonances, as you can see. So could also be it's just working against those very defined single notes. It's only seeing those, and between the harmonies, especially here in that lower mid range, there is basically nothing there or very little, and it's trying to compensate that. Could also be the case, but anyway, I think it sounds nicer with Gullfoss processing that than without. Let's check out again SmartEQ on that. Let's go again for distorted guitar. Yeah, you see, it also doesn't always benefit your tone. So yeah, final verdict, I suppose, I don't know. I mean, for me, both of them are really cool, and they work great on different things and in different ways. And right now, I'm not sure which one I should actually pull a trigger on and buy it. I do not know. Both of them are great. Gullfoss works great on the whole mix when used correctly, and also on guitars and vocals and stuff. It's awesome. SmartEQ 2 as well works great on the whole mix and on different things. It gets you in the ballpark very fast, and also on the rhythm guitars, for me, it tames the harshness very nicely. It really knows what needs to be done. You can't say which one's better. They're just different. So my recommendation would be just try them both out. They have very good demo versions, so they give you all the features for a limited time. I think SmartEQ 2 is like 30 days and Gullfoss is 2 weeks or something around those lines. Yeah, can't go wrong with it. Personally, I think I'm tending more towards SmartEQ 2 because it's also more versatile with the added EQ in here, and also the EQ in SmartEQ 2. I think it's really cool that you can solo the EQ bands. It makes it, again, very great for pinpointing specific resonances, for example, on your overheads or on your guitars or whatever. But yeah, so these will not magically improve your mixes tenfold, but they will get you in the ballpark quick. And one last thing, you definitely cannot use any of these very early on your master bus, because they do their thing depending on what they hear at the moment. So you definitely need to get your mix down first, and then you would put that on the master bus if you wanted to use it that way. In any case, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and all the shebang, and I will see you next time.